Hello and welcome to the inside of a brand new Volkswagen. The first time a Taigo has ever been on sale in South Africa. This is a completely new car, and that's quite exciting. That's always exciting when there's a completely new car, and I'm excited to tell you about it. But before I do, if you're looking for a used Volkswagen, we have over 10,000 on our site. 10,000! If you can't find one that you like in 10,000, I don't know, you're just too fussy. You need to reevaluate your life choices, But you'll find a link to that stock in the description below. Right, let me stop rabbiting on, tell you all about this car. Dream, search, drive. Cars.co.za.
Budget insurance. Affordable because you can't afford not to.
So let's start with the basics. What is a Taigo? Well, it's based on the Polo platform, just like the T-Cross, and I suppose you could think of it as a coupe style T-Cross. So you know how the BMW X6 is sort of the coupe version of the BMW X5, is that sort of concept. So you lose a little bit of boot space, but you do gain what I think, and what probably most of you will think, is a bit more of an attractive car. T-Cross, family car, Taigo, bit more stylish. For the individual, as Volkswagen likes to say. And because it's on the new Polo architecture, it rides really well, it's really comfortable, it's very refined. To be honest, it feels like a car that costs quite a bit more than what I'm sitting in right now. But we'll get to the price in just a little bit. In terms of what is powering your Taigo, there's only one engine to choose from. There's only one gearbox. So it's the 1 litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol that you get in just about every Volkswagen product at the moment, and actually some Audi products as well. And you get one choice of gearbox, and that's the 7-speed DSG, the dual clutch box that Volkswagen has been using for a very long time. So it's a sort of tried and tested and trusted powertrain, and I think let's get this fact right up front, because I'm recording this as the petrol price has just gone up last night to near 27 Rand a litre. This is a particularly efficient car. Volkswagen claim 5.4 to the 100. I can't get it to 5.4, but I've got it into the 6s without even really trying. So that's pretty impressive. I'd be happy with that. 6 to the 100, that's a good number for me. And let's stick with the numbers, because this is where it starts to get interesting. So you can get a Taigo for 429,000 Rand. That's the base model life. The style is 464, and this one that I'm in is 486 for the R line. Now, the R line is nice, looks nice. You get bigger wheels, a little bit of a different exterior treatment, sort of stands out from the other Taigos, and that's cool. That's maybe worth paying for. And interestingly, it's slightly cheaper than the equivalent T-Cross. Now, I wish I could end this price discussion there. I wish I could say you can get the nicest Taigo, the R-Line, for under 500,000 Rand. But chances are that you probably won't be able to find one under 500,000 Rand. That's because the dealers put in a bit of spec into the cars. So let me take you through what this car has got extra. Now I'm going to take you on a comprehensive tour of the options fitted to this test unit that I'm driving right now. But the list is so long, I tried to remember it and I can't. And so Justin, my director, has handily helped me by holding the spec sheet right here under the camera. Okay, let's start. Heated front seats, a Beats sound system, which sounds great. Panoramic sunroof. It's a sunroof, I don't think it's panoramic. The comfort package, which includes a rear view camera, keyless access, and park assist. Then there is the IQ Drive package, which includes a lane keeping system, forward collision warning. I've never done this before, it's very exciting. With autonomous emergency braking system and adaptive cruise control. Then there is the Discover Media Infotainment System, which features wireless app connect, inductive charging, voice control and navigation system. Then there is the black styling package with 18-inch black Misano alloy wheels, and then there's the driver assistance package. And all of that comes to 85,500 Rand, which means that this car I'm sitting in costs 572,000 Rand. 572,000 Rand for a Polo based car. 572,000 Rand. Wow. If you gave me 572,000 Rand and said go car shopping, I'd have so many interesting cars. So at that price point, where does this Taigo fit into the Volkswagen range? Well, you can get a Polo R-Line with the same engine and gearbox for 55,000 Rand less than the Taigo. And then above that is the T-Roc, which costs quite a bit more actually. The top of the range T-Roc, which admittedly has the nicer 2-liter engine, that's 635,000 Rand, a good 150,000 Rand more than the top of the range Taigo. So here's my thoughts. If you don't necessarily need the raised ride height, a little bit of extra ground clearance and the raised seating position, just get a Polo. I mean, it's identical inside here. All of this stuff around me is just taken from Polos, the seats, everything. It's just basically a fat Polo. But on the other side of the coin, if you were, say, looking at the much more expensive T-Roc, I actually think this is like 95% of the experience that you'd get in a T-Roc. I spent some time in the T-Roc and I wasn't massively impressed by it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but at that price point, I expected it to offer a little bit more than it does. So in one way, you could save some money, just get a Polo, and in another way, you could save some money and not buy a T-Roc, just get one of these. And if you're trying to decide between this and the T-Cross, the T-Cross is slightly more practical. You lose a little bit of boot space because of the shape of the rear of the car. Otherwise, it's pretty much identical. This car is just a little bit longer, but that's mostly just in terms of its styling, and the pricing is all roughly the same across the range. There's just more T-Crosses to choose from to suit your budget. For a little engine, a 1-liter 3-cylinder, I actually have been quite impressed with this engine. So I think it's down to the torque figure. It doesn't have too much power, under 100 kilowatts, but the torque is over 200 Newton meters. Now, if you are not really a petrol head and you don't particularly care about these things, all that means is that the car has quite a bit of oomph. You put your right foot down and you make progress effortlessly. And up hills, and I live in a particularly hilly area, this car hasn't been battling at all. I think if you load it up with people and things, you wouldn't be battling. I mean, to put it into perspective, some bigger engines that you get in SUVs, like some 2-liter engines with no turbos, have roughly the same torque figure. So it's a very healthy bit of torque that you get in this car, and it makes driving it actually quite pleasant. Just a gentle flex of your right foot and you're cruising down the road. In terms of the quality of the materials in the interior, I'm actually pretty impressed, although it is a little bit of a mixed bag. For instance, you've got lovely stitched leather on the steering wheel and on the handbrake handle, but then in a couple of places, got some sort of cheap plastic, like scratchy plastic on the doors. I think something nicer could have been there, but it does feel very modern in here. As standard, you get the digital instrument cluster, which is really easy to use, and I actually find it very informative as well. There's a lot of different views you can scroll through. That's nice to have. That makes the car feel a lot more modern. Touchscreen obviously in the center of the car, and what I like about what they've done with this generation of infotainment system is they've gone back to just adding a volume knob. I think it's just so much better than having to stab at the volume buttons, although you also have the volume buttons on the steering wheel. As part of that more expensive infotainment package, you do get nav, which is bundled into the infotainment system. You also get wireless app connect for your Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is really nice. And because you've got the inductive charger, you just leave your phone down there to charge. You don't have to plug it in to make use of those features. And then there are some of the basics that you might expect at this price point. You've got automatic dual zone climate control, which is nice, electric windows all around, electric mirrors, automatic headlights, although the wipers aren't automatic actually, which is quite interesting. It's a nice place to be. The seats are comfortable, it's quiet, it's a well insulated cabin. I really don't have any complaints. There's nothing particularly wrong with any aspect of this car. It's just, are you willing to pay nearly 600,000 Rand for it? That's pretty much the question. I think the way to summarize the Taigo is it's one of those cars that sort of puts style just ahead of practicality in terms of priorities. And in that sense, its most natural rival in the market is actually the new Opel Mokka, which we reviewed recently. Now, it is a bit more practical. The Mokka is really, really tight in the back seats. In here you can get actual humans, and the boot is of a decent size as well. Now you might look at the list price of the Mokka, the top spec one, which is 520, and this, which is 486, and think that this is a bit of a bargain. But the Mokka is actually really, really well spec'd. It's got a lot of features which you have to pay extra for in the Taigo. So what do you get for your money from Volkswagen? Well, you get one of the shortest warranties in the entire motoring industry in South Africa. It's a 3-year, 120,000 kilometer warranty. You get a 3-year, 45,000K service plan, which basically means one service a year for 3 years. Now, you can extend both of those. And if you are planning to keep the car, it's relatively inexpensive to extend. And I think I would do that because you can just add it onto the finance package. It makes a small difference to your premium per month, and you've just got a lot of extra cover. Right, thanks very much for watching. I hope you found this review useful. And remember, if you're looking to get yourself a new car and you need to sell the car you have, we've got an awesome new sell car system. All you have to do is head to our site, click sell car, we'll put it on the screen for you now. Tell us a bit about your car, upload some photos. We'll send those details to more than 1,500 dealers who we work with. They'll bid on your car, you choose the best bid, and your car's gone. And then, I don't know, maybe go on holiday rather, instead of buying a new car. Maybe it'll be good for you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, we'd love for you to join the Cars.co.za community. And in the meantime, go check out one of our other 600 videos on the channel. Right, I'm signing out. Be safe. Bye. Cars.co.za is so much more than just a YouTube channel. You've got to check out our app. It's been downloaded over 1 million times in the South African Android store alone. The links are in the description below, and I promise you it is the easiest way to find your next car.
Budget insurance. Affordable because you can't afford not to.
Cars.co.za.